Hello.
Aloha, buenos dias, por favor.
See.
Si, senor. Can you introduce yourselves for me, please?
Okay, I suppose I'll start. I'm Enigma. I'm a squad leader in Sturm, as well as the guy who handles scheduling and team relations for KGK in the ladder.
I'm Shakal. That is how it is spoken. Just for info for you, Yazoo.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm CEO of 7ID, and I had the pleasure of being the platoon lead for this match. And I think all the others as well. There was only one I didn't fulfill that role.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you for joining me, Eggman and Shakal. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Congratulations on making it all the way to the final. Obviously, not the result you were looking for. Goes without saying. But as a team, are you happy with the progress you made?
Well, at times for us as, say, leaders, it was quite tiresome to get the people motivated to get on with it because it is a long tournament. And yeah, sometimes, let's say, there's not always the will to train as much as people should train. And today it showed, I would say.
Yeah. Well, regardless, from Sturm's point of view, we've been relatively happy with our own performance. Obviously, second place is it's pretty good, but we were gunning for that gold medal, you know.
Obviously, if you're in the final, you want to win it. So, but we had some pretty close calls on the way to the finals. So we're we're also quite happy to have made it.
Yeah, look, I'm English. I know all about, grief in the finals, you know, recent harm by the Italians. Uh
Yeah.
can you walk us through the strategy you guys wanted to employ for both your matches tonight?
Well, I think I'll answer to that. So, knowing Call of R likes to spread out very far and wide, we opted for a push in the center. So, get them pull out on the flank, deploy a squad in the north to keep them busy there, and then push along the main road with some guys at the flank guard in the woods and some mortars in to add some confusion. Unfortunately, a couple of things went wrong. First one of the squad leads crashed out, so that wasn't ideal. And then we had one squad lead being a bit unfortunate in his deployment, so the northern flank was gone as well, and that allowed our opponent to push in from that direction. And the push went along the road as planned, I would say, but then the missing two squads really made it very difficult to continue. So we gave them too much time to take too much control of the map, unfortunately, and we couldn't rectify that issue.
Yeah, from the squad leader's perspective, I was just telling my guys to take it easy. We know KFR are good shots. They're also very smart about the way they play. So it was all about keeping morale high on the squad level, which I feel we did. But in the end, it's hard to beat good shots with just morale.
Okay, yeah, that's fair said. And yeah, the strategy you employed, we saw it very early on. You was making good progress from the western approach straight out of main base. Your two Shermans were very effective at the beginning. Out the gate, they got like a triple kill immediately with their first shot. So the combination of the two tanks rolling down the main road with the infantry coming through the trees just a little bit south of them worked really well in the beginning. You're getting a lot of ground on coalition Francophone. Where do you think that kind of halted and started to like unravel?
Yeah, the idea was in the first 30 seconds, as you said, to sow confusion and maybe take out a few of the guys with that indirect fire. Then mortars would start dropping in, and at that exact moment, one squad would just rush towards the houses directly in front of the point and take them. that unfortunately it was exactly that squad whose squad leader dropped out, and so they missed that critical point, and only I think it took them 3 or 4 minutes to make that run, by which time it was too late. And also in the north, as I said, that squad didn't really deploy and had to run in from our northern MSP, and by that time it was simply too late. So we put in a strategy to crash into the point within the first 3 to 5 minutes, and a bit of rehearsal would have helped, I think, but time was very short in preparation for this match. So we went all out on it, and it didn't work out in the end, but was a nice try, I would say.
It was, and we saw College Francophone do a similar strategy when it was their turn to attack, and like you said, maybe just a bit more practice and a little bit more fortune without the squad leader dropping. It would have been quite a different story we'll be talking about right now, but it happened. It went the way it did. Going into the second match, you still had hope. You know, we played 2 matches in this tournament. What was your strategy for the defensive part?
In essence, cover every conceivable approach and see, then put as much infantry on the point as possible. We were thinking of possibly their tanks rolling right down the road, so we put our ATs there. They made did a good job in preventing us from getting to them, and the rest of the infantry we tried to put people on certain spots. I think we killed one of their flanking attempts up north.
Mm-hmm.
I think Loser got some people there, so that worked out. But they did a very good push from the north, basically just overrun that squad, and it's always a critical situation when your perimeter defense gets broken and they're in there. Then you have to pull people from elsewhere, and they pushed then the advantage, and in the end they got to the cap from the west.
Yeah, watching the beginning parts of both rounds, both teams had pretty much the same strats. I can see from what I see. It's just ended up being the better shooters and the better coordinated team that came out on top. There's not really much room for innovation currently in the game. So
To be fair, we didn't really count on holding the first point. We were more counting on the second one. So when we didn't manage to take the first one, our strategy was already in limbo.
yeah, from that point on, it was just try to go balls deep on the first point and then hope our AT guys will steal some tickets as they've been doing throughout the other matches. But that was our little golden ticket towards the victory after the end of the first round. Didn't end up working out.
Okay. I could be wrong in this, but we didn't see any tanks rolling out initially for the start of the defense. Was that a strategy you guys came up with, and if so, why?
Just to save them some tickets, and in essence we counted on maybe we can just push some of the squads off, so the initial attacks, and establish a very good perimeter.
Yeah, when you don't get past that first point on the offense, you need to take some do a little bit of gambling on the defense, and we did. We were hoping that not having any tanks would cause us to be able to kill theirs, as well as not lose as many tickets ourselves.
Also, we were pretty certain they would send an AT team towards to intercept them, and probably also a very fast moving tank. So it's always our tanks would have been probably arrived too late for that fight.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if you were to play this match again, then what would you do different?
Well, first have at least 1 or 2 practice matches, because the plan was a bit complicated. So I wouldn't really change anything for the attack part, because it is the way to go on this layer. Just go all in and rush the first point. And for the defense, you're probably we were thinking of putting up the 88 ourselves, but as they did it at the exact place we would have done it, we thought they probably have a solution for that too. So we didn't do that. So maybe we'll put up an 88 at a different spot after some more scouting to deal with the tanks.
Okay. Coalition Francophone, their reputation precedes them, you could say. What was this thing about their team that kind of had you guys maybe fearing the most about them?
Well, I'll say we don't really go into any match thinking we'll lose or with any sort of fear, but we do know that they're a good team and we've played them before. They are the best team right now, but we approach them at least mentally in the same way as any other team, even though we do plan a bit differently to try to play to our strengths and try to attack their weaknesses.
Yeah, usually they like to swarm in the attack, so they more concentrate on the individual level, on the individual player and his skill. Try to make use of that because they're very good at that. So you try to counter that by just going in with massive firepower.
Yeah,
Even
go ahead.
I'd say even a very skilled infantry player is just can be easily killed by mortars that are dropping on his head.
Yeah, we do. They're very aware of how they play, as well as their skill level. And as a squad lead, I was just telling my guys to hunker down in bushes and wait for them to come to us, at least on the defense.
It is obviously a totally different meta in the game. So if you have squads that get pushed out of the way and can't hold the sectors because the other one just shoots better, it gets really difficult on a tactical level to counter that, because as I've said already, you need to plug the gap somehow and open up another somewhere else. And Cauliflower is very good at using that. As soon as you open up a flank, they will find it and take advantage of it.
Okay, good question here then is, do you think Coalition Francophone has a weakness? And if you do, what is it? If they do, what do you think it is?
Well, perhaps not a weakness per se, but the fact that they spread out quite a bit and rely on individual skill is, if weakness is the wrong word, perhaps it's the aspect of their game that we try to exploit by doing massed pushes and timing them well. But they're very good at dismantling those. So sometimes they just don't work.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that, Shekel?
I mean, we tried to place our MSPs in the rear, so going a bit deeper, not placing in from our direction, but from the direction they were supposed to attack. And I think that worked out pretty good for most part of the matches. We were able to run in from behind, but yeah, eventually they got through from one point. They then swarmed one squad, and it became the firefight we didn't want. So infantry against infantry, and they came out on top of that. And that's in the end what killed us all almost always.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you guys did make it all the way to the finals. You beat every other team to get here. You didn't drop a single game in the group stage, and you made it straight to the finals through the winners bracket route. Are you happy with this team, and is this a team that would stick together for future tournaments?
Well, we've already been playing for quite a few years now. took a break during the last season to play with some other teams, but yeah, I see us sticking together. It's a pretty good team. I mean, second place isn't bad. We were gunning for the finals. We were fairly confident that that was where we were gonna end up. It was just a question of whether we were gonna be able to pull it all the way through.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we still have room for improvement. So why should we quit now?
True. Tonight, then, is there any standouts from your team that you're happy with their performance? Maybe they might have put their team on the back a little bit tonight, went above and beyond.
Well, I'm not sure. I would say the squad leads did a good job of keeping morale high.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, even when we were on that that last cap on the last game, we were still kept our heads pretty high, and we're talking about how they're probably lower on tickets than we think. That's usually the way to go, regardless if you're being virtually delusional. You should still keep your head up, even if you're on one ticket and on the last cap. So I'd say, in general, the squad leads are doing their job leading, not only on the battlefield but also mentally.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, on that last cap, Collision Francophone was on, I think, at the end, 90 tickets. You guys were on about 70, so it was really close at the end, tickets wise. If there was another cap, who knows? They could have completely swung the other way around, and you guys could have won on the defense through tickets or something like that. So you are right, and I know it's hard to keep morale up in these games, especially these competitive games. So 100% agree on that. That being said, I'll see if there's any questions in chat, and while I see if chat has any questions, do you guys have any final messages you wanna say? Chat questions, hit me.
I would like to thank every team that we played for being civil and gentlemen about the scheduling part of the ladder, because that's the part that I mostly handled. I think it was very enjoyable, and that's the general consensus from everybody in Sturm as well as the other clans that make up KGK. That the was a fun tournament. We might need a break before the next one, but we'll probably be
Oh
there
yeah.
as well.
I'd like to say thank especially the guys who were in on the planning and put in the hours to find certain spots for placing 88s or setting up mortars, uh, establishing fire plants and such things. So like especially I'll mention Euler from 91st, who helped a lot with it. Also, Kulain did a lot of work. He was the one who put that 88 on stun that saved us the day in the last match against Rusty 40.
Yeah, I remember
And then, of course, Garus from Sturm and Baron Power, who also put in some hours. So thanks to all those guys behind the scenes that helped make it happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of names we could mention of individuals
Yeah,
that put in a lot of work on their spare time.
mentioned just a few.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I've only got one other question from chat, and it's are KGK down for doing some training games against Coalition Frankfurt?
Of course, anytime, at least after a short break. There's only one way we can improve, and that's to play pretty much the only other team that consistently trashes us. So yeah.
It's a good way to look at it. Well, that was the only question, and I agree. There's going to be a break after this. I think we all need a break. I appreciate you both joining me once again. Congratulations for making it to the finals, and to your whole team for making it all the way there. It's been a good run. I've enjoyed casting and watching your games, and hopefully in the future we'll see a season 4, and we'll see you guys come back as a team, and maybe claim the title next time.
Who knows? It's a very real possibility.
Yeah, we definitely have the talent for that, I would say. We just need to bring it out even more.
100%. So, aside from that, again, thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Much love.
Well,
See you, man.
thank you for casting.
No
Yeah,
worries, man.
thanks for hosting this whole
Oh, yeah,
debacle.
definitely.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. I'll see you
Yeah.
next time. Bye bye bye.
Yes, see you around.
Chat. That was Eggman and Shackle. I can't pronounce your names. It's Eggman and Shackle. Hola.
Hello.
Hello, man. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Polarized. I'm one of the leaders in Coalition Francophone, and I'm also part of the LNO clan. And I was playing as Commander this game.
You were. We saw you driving around a lot this game. All right. Firstly, back-to-back champions, season 2 champions, season 3 champions. Congratulations on that. How did you and your
Thank you.
team feel?
Very good, very good. We not only managed to win 2 times in a row, but also without both times losing any points. Like when defending, we didn't lose a single capture point for these 2 seasons. So yeah, we feel really good about that.
Yep, you've got an incredible clean streak going on now. Let's talk about your strategies tonight. They were kind of similar, but I want to hear from you. What was your strategy for attacking and then defending?
Yeah, so attacking, our strategy was to kind of encircle the points, attack from both like north, south, and west. But when we saw they had a really wide defense, I just told all the squad leaders and the tanks to just go west and do a massive push from the west, and it worked. It wasn't our first plan, but it worked, and that's how we took the first cap quite quickly as well. And yeah, it was the opening, and after that, it's all as usual. Like it's all improvisation. Nothing was planned after that.
Yeah, it was pretty. The first cap was pretty impressive with the Firefly, the Sherman, and Stewart all in a line, firing with the infantry pushed in south and north of them. It was pretty similar to what KGK tried, but you guys had a little bit more units in that with your tanks.
Yeah, we had our infantry push along our tanks, so as to like not expose them to any 80s. Like our only concern was if they had a 88 inside the like exactly where we placed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our main concern, I would say, for the tanks.
That being said, then that was game 2. On first game, what was your plan for defense?
Kind of what KGK tried to do as well. We had only one squad on the cap itself, and all the other ones were around the cap, just spotting. And yeah, most of the fight at the beginning of the game, I think, was to the southwest of the first cap. Yeah, I know we managed to destroy one of our ITs paper. Managed to destroy one tank, one Sherman, I think, and then I managed to kill one as well with the Stuka. So yeah, that was pretty good start for us.
Yeah, because initially they did do a big push coming straight through the southwest through those tree lines with their 2 Shermans, and they were getting good progress.
Yeah, they managed to push us back quite a bit, but they didn't destroy any of our rally points when they were pushing that way. Like all the rally points to the south stayed up for the entire game. They were not moved once.
Yeah, we saw that you had a defensive spawns, or even if it wasn't on rallies, you had the RMSPs in good positions.
Yeah, one MSP in the back and one MSP near their main, as to allow our sapers and ATs to just roam around, get the mortars, get the tanks, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, after that first initial wave was broken, coming in from like the west out of their main base, it kind of came like a really scrappy fight. There was squads pushing squads all over the map. It was kind of spread all over the place. And I think for the most of the game, you guys actually only had 2 people in the storehouse itself. You were all over the place, just holding back these pushes. Is that something you've adapted to as the competitive playstyle now, where teams don't really defend as much? They just have a couple of people on the cap, and then they just send the team out to just find, hunt, and kill.
Well, I wouldn't say you don't defend, but yeah, you have kind of established a wider defense. You just don't put like 40 guys on the point. That would just be useless. So instead, you have several squads kind of roaming around the points. Whenever they need to and they feel like they can push the enemy spawns, destroy them. Or if we have like sappers roaming or ATs around, they're even further in the squads. They can destroy the spawns. They do whatever they want. Yeah, I think I would say it's the meta. Yeah, to like have like a squad max of like 5-6 people on the cap, and everyone else around it.
Well, after you won the first match without losing a single cap, you went into the second map. Was the pressure kind of lifted at that point then, knowing that all you had to do at that point was to take one cap and then you're crown champions?
I would say it made it maybe a bit easier, but our objective, like every time we play, our objective is to cap all the points, is to take everything.
Fair. You did that. We saw your play style was like you said, you do a push that slowly encircles the cap from all directions. You kind of just blast out the defenders that remain, move in. We saw you utilizing the commander aura quite a lot, getting onto the point to speed up those capping processes. And after the second cap, KGK were kind of playing catch up. You were already on the next cap, and they were still on the last one, trying to catch up with you guys. So
yeah, I think we saw on the third point. I think I saw on your stream. They had like 2 squads still on the previous points, while we had 2 squads on their point already. Yeah, so we were fast as we like. That's always our, how should I say it? It's our goal all the time to be as fast as possible, and don't leave any time for our enemies to breathe and like regroup and stuff. So yeah, just go as fast as possible.
We've mentioned how the meta is on defense. You don't really want to stack on the cap. You want to be pushing out. So you found the winning strategy for the attack is you just want to be constantly moving, attacking.
Yeah, basically don't let the enemy know where you're going to come from. And once you're attacking, attack with everything you've got. Like, don't just send one squad after the other. Just send everyone at once. So it has to overwhelm the enemy. And yeah, take the cap.
Okay. KGK, great team. They made it all the way to finals. They beat some tough teams to get here. They're also experienced. We saw them in the previous season. What about their team made you worried the most? If at all.
I'm thinking. Just sick. Yeah, I would say something we saw during this game is that they were not afraid to take their time while fighting us. For example, I think it was on the first cap. Yeah, it was on the first cap when we were defending. They were fighting in the forest south of the cap, and I know one of my squad leads said they were like taking their time, pushing, picking out a few people, then pushing a few meters towards the objective, etc., repeating, and was very tough to fight. So yeah, I would say their patience would be what made them really tough to fight in this game, anyway.
Okay, fair enough. Third season Coalition Francophone has been here, twice winners now. Is it a team that is going to stick together and we'll see in future tournaments, wherever and whenever they may be?
Sorry, can you ask that again? I didn't catch all of it.
Coalition Francophone, they've been in every season now and twice winners. Is it a team that is looking to stick together for longevity? And will we see them, Coalition Francophone, back for future tournaments, wherever and whenever they may be?
Oh yeah, for sure. At first, Coalition Francophone was just like a group of team banding together for the first season of the tournament. But as time passed, we begin like one entity basically. We're just a group of friends now. So like we have really good chemistry together. We're all looking for the same thing when playing. We all want quality gameplay with great games as we had during this tournament and previous ones. Yeah, that's like at this point we're not just a regroupment of teams. We're just one team and we're just all friends. We just play a bunch of games together. All that stuff.
Awesome. Well,
yeah, as Kickoff Master said, the benefit part is also pretty good. Yeah,
I imagine. So tonight, then, is there anyone from your team as a commander who you thought stood out when that extra mile performed 110%?
Yeah, so I won't shout out just one person, but I'll shout out like a bunch. Like, for example, Splata for coming up with our strategies, Mama for helping him, Mad Fox as well, always help him, always here during when we make up the strategies and stuff. Who else? Who else? Who else? Alexo Pico as well, which is our like he always plays Logi 24/7 when he plays with us. So yeah, he's pretty great for that. He's pretty good at it too. Piper did an amazing game. He destroyed like I think 7 vehicles
Yep.
and like 4 tanks during the defense, something like that, something crazy like that. Yeah. Honestly, like I'm I'm really happy to play with all of Coalition Francophone. They are all amazing to play with, all real fun. We all have the same mentality, so it's great. And yeah, I don't have anyone in particular to shout out.
That's fair enough then. I'm gonna ask chat to see if they have any questions while I wait for them to catch up. Is there any final messages you want to say? Chat questions. Do you have any?
Not really, honestly. No, like yeah, no, I don't have anything special to say.
That's fine then. We'll just we'll wait for chat to catch up. So and yeah, there is gonna be probably a long break until the next season. I know.
Yeah, hopefully we all need it. I think.
Yeah, I think everyone does on all ends. Don't see any questions. Oh, I have one question. So, was you running a one-man Logi team tonight, Alex? I think you said. Is that
Yep.
true?
Yeah, it was him. Yeah, he's well. Yeah, this tournament has always been alone in the Logi team, aside from the match on Stone, where we had 2 80s. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2. And yeah, he always, or most of the time, plays alone. Yeah, 1 or 2, as Sim said in the chat.
So that's quite unusual compared to the other teams that usually stack for Logi. What's the benefit for having a one-man Logi team?
Well, the thing is, we have like a communication system set up in which we don't really need the mortal guys to be in the Logi. Like,
Yeah.
During the game, I have in my Discord channel, I have the Alexo, the Logi squad lead, and I have all 3 Mortalmans as well with me. So what I do is like I mute 2 of the Mortalmans, I keep 1 up, and this way he can relay me the information, and I talk to him. I tell him, and he relays to his guys.
Pretty effective system you got worked out there, right? I
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
pretty good, honestly. Yeah, it works well. This way we don't have to spam every squad lead for Also, yeah, exactly. With the need to have 6 squad member per team, if we want to have 5 squads, we can't really have anyone else in the Logi.
Yeah.
So yeah, we worked at this. Yeah, this way we're still 5 in a squad playing on the field technically, but they are 6 in number.
That makes sense. Working the rules and find the most effective way, and it showed you've done it. So
yeah, that's kind of what qualifier is about. It's just getting like we got, I would say 90% the best French players, like Francophone players, even because not only France, are in our team. Like yeah, 90%. Like all the best players in the French community are part of qualifier, Coalition Francophone, in my opinion. Like we've got one of the best 80 in my opinion, the best 80 in the game, which is Paper. We have like Ben, which is an amazing sniper. Kekos Master as well, amazing sniper. We've got some of the best tankers as well, I would say. Yeah.
I mean, you can back that up now, saying you've won 2 tournaments. So it's not just you saying that. You got to see another team to step up to the plate to see if they can beat you. And so far, it's not done.
Yeah, I kind of want to bounce back on something. I don't remember if it was Enigma or Shakal who said it, But they said like the only way to improve is to play against the only team that can really beat you up, and that's exactly how we got there. Is to play like with the only team that could beat us at the time, or like one of the only team that could really beat us, which was IR9.
Mm-hmm.
We played like I don't know, maybe 50 to 100 games against them. We got better and better and better every time. And yeah, that's how we got there. Just keep playing against the strongest people in what is it, in your community, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, keep on wanting to improve.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's how you get better. How how well do people need to speak French to join Coalition Frankfurt?
I guess as long as you can communicate in a squad, it will be fine. I already know.
Fair. And how confident are you for the next match? I don't know when your next match would be, but that's the question.
Probably not before a very long time, but I don't know. It's been working well so far, so I'm confident.
Yeah.
I mean, we're always kind of confident, always aiming for winning, and not only winning but doing our best every single time. So yeah, that's what we'll keep on doing.
Fair, fair. Then I don't see any more questions in chat. So, as always, I appreciate you for joining me. Thank you for spending your time with me.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to add something that Ben just said in the chat. Is like, yeah, 90 to like 95% of the people in our team have like above 1,000 hours on Postscriptum, which is why I think like it's not only about individual skill, it's also fuck, I can't find the word.
Experience.
It's also about experience. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's also about experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. The more time you put in something, the more experience you're going to get. And same for any game. You'll always see the best players always have a lot of time and stuff. Not always. I mean, there are a few exceptions.
Yeah, there are a few exceptions. Yeah.
But yeah. So that's pretty much it. Congratulations for a second season win.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to future tournaments you may be participating in. And yeah, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, a pleasure.
Okay. Well, bye-bye. Much love.
Bye.
Bye.
See you. Have a good night.
You too.